Hi, everyone. Welcome to Meal Kit number 31 for the week of December 22nd to 24th. Happy holidays, and thanks for spending the holidays with us. Thanks for letting us cook with you and for you. Actually, tonight is more cooking for you because there's very little work to do. It's a delicious meal. It's really, wrapped around the Christmas traditions. We skipped the turkey and we went for a delicious brine Cornish hen instead, but you guys are going to love it. This meal is going to just set you off. It's a really easy meal. I don't even know what I'm going to do. This is the shortest meal kit video I think I'm going to ever film. Appetizer, we've got a roasted halloumi. Halloumi is a sipper cheese from Cyprus, and it's very squeaky and so delicious. Done with some broccoli, muhammara, labneh, and mint. So green and red. How else can you go wrong for Christmas? So it's very simple. Preheat the oven to 450, and we're going to line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Drizzle the broccoli with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and throw it in the oven. So I've done that a little while ago. Get started. You don't really need to see that. I'm sure you guys all know how to do it. We're going to roast in the oven with your halloumi, same amount of time, for 17 minutes on the bottom rack of your oven. If you have a convection oven, it doesn't matter, but don't forget to take 25 degrees off from whatever we write in here if you're using a convection oven, because the spinning wheel makes the temperature go up. Next, we've got a roasted Cornish game hen, again, that has been brined. We've got sage stuffing, Brussels sprout casserole, roasted mushrooms, and gravy. So everything just kind of goes in the oven. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to saute some mushrooms with some butter, a quarter cup, in fact, and that's based on 2 people. We've got our mashed potatoes that I put in a pot. Just give it a nice little stir. So about 10 minutes on medium heat. Some people, myself included, the chef says, no, you don't need to add any butter, olive oil, nothing. So I'm going to go with him tonight, but usually I would be adding a lot of butter and olive oil. And then we've got our gravy, and all you have to do is give it a nice little stir. It's a beautiful, rich chicken stock gravy. And then for dessert, we have a bûche de Noël, because we all kind of need that. My mom passed away now 15 years ago, and she was from Quebec City, and bûche de Noël was always our Christmas treat. Megan, our sous chef at Becta, has done a great job with these, and I can't wait to dig into this bûche de Noël. We have one every Christmas. So let's see while the butter is melting and while stuff is in the oven for another 5 minutes, why don't we just go ahead and start plating the dessert? Make it easy. So if you've got one of these, a pastry spatula, that's the best way to get it out without messing it up, because they really did such a great job on the chocolate. I wouldn't do this in the kitchen, but because it's just my family and I, we are going to lick some fingers along the way. So I'm going to cut it into a couple different pieces and put it in here. Megan, you have outdone yourself. And the way that I'm going to do is split up the chocolate as going on here. Maybe the big guy, me. See, I got the Santa Claus beard going on. It's not quite white yet, thankfully, but maybe I'll get a slightly larger portion because I cut that a little bit different. It's very simple. You know what? Here, let me split this chocolate decoration up into 2. Be nice. So this is our bûche de Noël. I hope you guys are seeing this, because I got a new phone this week. My phone blew up and died. And so I got a fancy phone with a really great camera, and for the first time, I'm doing it reverse so that I actually can't see the screen right now. Done a couple tests, so I'm pretty confident that that we're good, and you guys are still seeing me, but I don't know for sure because I'm not looking at it. So I really hope that you can. All right, well, that is, well, we've got a couple more minutes on everything. We've got some mint that is going to garnish your stuff. Now, mint is very delicate, so we don't want to cut it up too much ahead of time. But if you're almost near the finish line, and just give it a little slice so that it can be sprinkled all over the plate. I'm going to get this chocolate off the cutting board before I go nuts and just want to lick it all. All right, so I'll get ready for the appetizer. So the labneh is going down, which is a Greek strained yogurt. It's sort of a Greek cheese, if you will. And like I always do, try to spread it out from sort of one end of the plate to the other so that you can see it all. That right in there. Might need to steal a little bit from this guy. A little heavy on one. And then the broccoli and the halloumi are going to go right on that. We've got another minute and 30 seconds. So I am going to talk to you about the wines. Got a couple all-time favorites here that are perfect for Christmas. Chateau Haut Grillo. I can actually pronounce the wines this week for those of you who order every week from us. I didn't do so well with the Greek wine last week, but this one, Haut Grillo. So a blend of Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon from the Bordeaux region of France. Really beautiful. It's got a little bit of oak aging to it. Nice, bright, citrusy. I'm recording the meal kit a little bit early this week. It's actually December 18th, I think. So jumping ahead because I want to take a couple days off, and but I really wanted to record a meal kit for you guys. I think I would just feel bad if and miss you if we didn't do this. So really gorgeous, bright, citrusy flavor. A little bit oily from the Semillon, and gorgeous with the halloumi and broccoli. And the muammar, all those exotic spices that you have with the first course. And the second course, we've got another all-time favorite of mine. Gamay Noir from Niagara I'm a huge fan, and beautiful with a Cornish hen, especially with the gravy, mashed potatoes, and the stuffing, and just warm and deliciousness. So we have a leading post Gamay Noir. So think of it like a Pinot Noir. Gamay has a slightly different flavor profile, really bright cherry. Bang, it just explodes in your mouth. I'm a huge fan. Okay, so I'm going to turn the oven off. Cancel upper. Let's give the mashed potatoes a bit of a stir. Make sure they're all nice and warm. The gravy. Give it a little whisk. The butter here. I'm going to throw the mushrooms right in there. Don't forget some seasoning. Salt and pepper. I can turn that up a little bit now that we're getting to the final strokes. All right, so let's plate the appetizer first. Good thing too, because it is, the halloumi is getting nice and melty. Think of it almost like poutine cheese. Now let's follow the chef's instructions here. To plate, put the labneh across the bottom, which I've done, top with broccoli, followed by halloumi, and then mint. So again, go cross section. So the labneh is going this way, and the broccoli will go on top in the other direction so that you can see all of the ingredients. Because to make a beautiful plate, you should really be able to see everything. All right, and actually the thing that I want the most right now is my pastry spatula to be able to get this gorgeous halloumi cheese on top. It's amazing to me that you can bake cheese in the oven for like 17 minutes at 450 degrees, and it still holds up. And that is the gorgeousness of halloumi. Make sure your mushrooms are getting tossed around. Give this a little stir for your mashed potatoes and your gravy. All right. You like my hat, everyone? It's challenging to work with. So the muhammara, we're going to go around the plate. And this is a a Middle Eastern stew, if you will. Not even stew. It's just it's a condiment. And again, I think for this week, it was chosen more for the color, that beautiful green and red color. Chef Rich commented to me last week and he said, "Oh, I think we put a little too much chermoula on your plate," because he noticed it. And I wonder if that's going to be the case here, but I'm a huge fan of muamara. And then again, don't forget to sprinkle the mint on top. It almost looks like a really great lasagna. And clean up your plate. You don't need to season this guy at all because the cheese is nice and salty, and you already seasoned the broccoli in advance, and the muamara is all nicely seasoned. So there is our baked halloumi with broccoli, muamara, and labneh. All right, let's get on to our main course. Let's see how Chef Rich is doing it. To plate the casserole down first. So let's get that. I think they went a little overboard in terms of the size this week for the casserole. So you might get a little bit less. I think we've got enough for 4. Whew. All right. So I might plate a little less than the full amount. And this casserole has got a ton of beautiful things in there, but Brussels sprouts and carrots for sure. And some panko breadcrumbs on top. Lots of fresh herbs. Yeah, I'm almost certain that you will get less than this because there's no way we could eat through this for dinner for 2. Maybe one more Brussels sprout just to balance things off. There we go. Chef Rich, leftovers for tomorrow. Thank you. All right, and then casserole mushroom and stuffing. Mushrooms, I'm going to turn it up, just get a little more brown on it. So let's go for the stuffing next. I don't know about you guys, but stuffing is like one of my favorite things in the world. And it's going to be the thing that probably I miss the most because we're not doing our big family Christmas this year. And I'm sure many of you are having a different Christmas plan than you typically do. But I am hoping that you're surrounded by love, whether it is over Zoom or phone, MS Teams, all kinds of different opportunities to connect with our family members, not in person, but hopefully soon. Oh, that's a lot of stuffing too. Leftovers tomorrow. Thank you, Chef Rich. Mushrooms, nice and brown. Mashed potatoes. So I'm going to try something a little fancy here with the mashed potatoes. You guys can either put them on the plate or do something fancy as well. I'm going to do what's called a quenelle, which is you take your mashed potatoes between 2 spoons and you give it a spin. And it becomes a really interesting diamond-shaped pattern almost. Anyway, I bet you we get 2 really great quenelles per and still have lots of leftovers. I think there's a theme here. I think we've just packed for you so that you will have lots of leftovers. Chef Rich and I were going over the instructions today, and we were trying to figure out an elegant way of saying pork gravy on top of everything. I can't remember how we finally put it in, but basically, however you think you want your gravy. Some people want it elegant, sort of drizzled around the side, and some people just want it poured on top. So, Cornish hen coming out. Before we put the hen on, I'm just going to do a little quick seasoning. Salt and pepper for everything. not just my plate, my family's plate too. And our gorgeous hen. And honestly, hen is better than turkey, especially brined. It's tender and juicy and delicious. Turkey's good too. There's a place for it. But it's really hard to make a very juicy, moist turkey all the way through. Breast, we can get into this. You guys send me an email, askbeck@becktogott.com, and tell me your turkey stories and how you do it. Okay, so don't forget the mushrooms. I'm going to put them on top. So that nice brown is coming through. There's a lot of food here and a lot of leftovers. You know, I'm grateful for so many things this year, for the support of all of these people who are sticking with us and ordering your meal kits at home. I'm also really grateful for our amazing staff who have worked so hard, pivoted and come up with a new business model and you know, want to care for people still at home, even though they can't care for them in person. And so for everyone who's part of Curated, from Kyle and Tessa who take your orders, to Peter and Candace who often drive them out if we've forgotten something, my partner Clay who built this business with me right from the beginning, Chef Rich who comes up with the menus every week and tells me how to finish them, great inspiration, to Megan and Cam, our sous chefs who work so hard creating it all, just putting it together every week. Ricardo, our newest cook, who is helping us out and working so hard and bringing a joy to it. Kat, who's been there almost from the beginning. Our drivers, Andrew, Sarah Cooper. You know, we've had a lot of drivers all the way. Trek City, our new driving partner. Anyway, just very grateful. We've got a lot of special people who are part of this thing that want to get you delicious food and great experiences at home. So here is the gorgeous Cornish hen, brined with stuffing, mashed potatoes, mushrooms, casserole, and really, really delicious gravy. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. I hope you get a chance to connect with your loved ones. And I'm very grateful for all your support this year. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.